Hi guys, sorry about that. I wanted to just go over the using words in context lesson that you finished, and I just wanted to do it like we would normally do in class. Check it, talk about it, give you the correct answers so you can know if you were right or wrong, and then I'll give you the assignment for today. So you can follow along with me in your book and just double check and see how you did. I know it's nice to know how you did right away, so here we go. Using words in context is on page 88. I'll give you a minute to get there if you're not there right now. Lesson 8A, page 88. And the first question is all based around the word descend, which means to go or come down, one of the meanings for descend. So, number 1A, the world's first elevator descended at a speed of 40 feet a minute. Does that sound right to you? It does to me. She said she was a descendant of George Washington. Does that make sense to you? It does to me. The climbers had to descend after their attempt to get to the top failed. Well, that would mean that they tried to get to the top, but they couldn't, so they had to come back down, which is a meaning for descend. That is correct. And D, I descended to stay, but then I changed my mind. Okay, they're sort of tricking you maybe into thinking that they might be meaning the word decided, but they put the word descended in there, which means that one is incorrect. Number 2, everything having to do with the word locate. 2A, the well is located at the northeast corner of the farm. That makes sense to me. B, I always look forward to locating at the park. I don't think so. That would be an incorrect. C, this app gives me the location of every restaurant in town. Okay, sure, we could use that one. GPS would be able to help you to locate the restaurants in town. The coffee shop has moved to a new location. Absolutely, you can move to a new location, right? That one is good. Okay, over here on page 89. Whoops, get my camera working here. There we go. 3A, everything has to do with the word portion now. The veggie pizza was cut into 8 portions. Sure, we know that portions mean a part out of a whole, so that makes sense. 3B, my portion of the money was not very much. Okay, yeah, that would work. That would mean the part that you contributed or the part that you got is maybe less than what somebody else got, but that would be a correct usage. Number 3C, the portions at my favorite restaurant are huge. Sure, we talked about that. A portion can also mean a serving size. So if your particular restaurant you go to gives you a whole mountain of French fries, then that would be the correct usage of that word, portions. 3D, the wizard gave her a magic potion that put her to sleep. Not portion, maybe potion, but not portion. That's an incorrect usage of that word. Okay. Number 4, the lions gazed at their quarry from the safety of the cave. If you remember, one of the meanings for quarry can be a prey that is hunted by a predator, so that would mean that 4A is correct. B, the pirates quarried a hole to hide their treasure. Well, not exactly. Right? We know that a quarry can be a place where stone is cut out of, but you can't quarry a hole. That doesn't make sense. C, it was too heavy to quarry. No, that's not correct. Maybe it was too heavy to carry. Definitely not to quarry, though. And D, the quarries of rock have walls of silver and white. The quarries of rock have walls of silver and white. That would make sense, depending on what kind of rock you've got in there. Sure. Number 5, the surface of Venus is covered with thick clouds. Okay, all the words in all the sentences use the word surface now, and one of the meanings of surface can mean the outermost section of an area. So the surface of Venus is covered with thick clouds is used correctly. We surfaced out to sea, hoping to catch a wave. Well, it does not necessarily mean that, because there is another definition for surface relating to water and the sea, so you might have thought that one was correct, but it's not quite worded correctly. C, however, the swimmer finally surfaced, to everyone's relief, is. So that means that they were underwater, and then they came to the top, so they surfaced. And 5D, things are not always what they appear on the surface. That is the correct usage of that word, right? Someone might seem like they're nice on the outside, but they might really actually be mean and rude on the inside. Number 6, all sentences using the word passage. A couple of different meanings for the word passage. 6, the passage was underlined in red pen. Okay, so one of the meanings can be a piece of text, a passage. B, the passage led to a secret room where we like to hide. That is correct. Okay, just a way of getting from one place to another could be a passage. C, I passaged the dog by giving it a biscuit. I don't think so. And D, the passages were not allowed to mix with the rest of us. Not correct. Sometimes you might have heard about passengers on trains or boats being, first, second, third class passengers, not being able to mix with the rest of us. That might have been what they were trying to make you think of, but that is definitely not used correctly in this case. Number 7 has sentences that use the word intrude. Pardon me, I didn't mean to intrude, he exclaimed. Does that sound familiar to you or correct to you? It does to me. B, the doctor made an intrusion and covered it with a bandage. Not correct. The word incision would mean that the doctor made a cut and covered it with a bandage. Incision is not the same as intrusion. Number 7, C, the intruder left lots of clues and should be easy to catch. Okay, that is a correct usage of the word intruder. And I can tell that it's someone who's doing something wrong, like breaking into a place and intruding on them, because they say that he would be easy to catch. You would only need to be caught if you had done something wrong. 7D, I offered to intrude him to some friends of mine. Not correct in this case. Maybe I offered to introduce him to some friends of mine, but this use of the word intrude does not make sense. Number 8, all sentences using the word entry. You can get entry to the house through the back door. Yeah, makes sense, right? B, a 20-foot column stood on each side of the entry. Also correct. We've seen buildings, because that word column was one of our vocab words. So we've seen buildings that have columns, and there could be columns on each side of an entry, like a door, right? C, did you enter the amount you paid for all the food? Not correct in this case. Maybe did you enter the amount you paid for all the food, but even though those two words look the same, spelling-wise, they have two different meanings in this case, so that would not be correct. 8D, the last entry in the diary is dated January 2nd, 1905. That would be correct usage of that word. Okay. We also mentioned that an entry can be something that you write in a journal or a diary, so that would be correct. Number 9, all sentences using the word interior now. The interior of the earth is made of hot lava. Correct. B, we walked around the house and then went inside to check the interior. Okay, so they walked around the house, which would be considered the exterior of the house, and then they came inside to check out the interior. That's correct. Number 9, the interior of the hamster was lots of soft fur. I don't think so. The inside of the hamster would not be full of lots of soft fur. And D, the interior walls were painted in bright colors. That would mean all the walls that were on the inside of a house or building, they could be painted with bright colors, so that's a C. And finally, number 10, chamber is the word that is used in all these sentences. We easily chambered up the wall. Not the correct usage of the word chamber. B, the gloomy chamber was lit by a single candle. I would say that that would be correct. C, servants were kept out of the royal chambers by guards. Sounds correct to me. And D, I have always been able to remember people's chambers. No, not correct. Okay, so a chamber, just another name for a room or an office or a group of offices. So that is why those answers are the way they are. Okay, guys, so that takes care of just checking using words in context. Your assignment for today is going to be making connections on page 90. So I'm going to have you do that, have it ready, and then in tomorrow's lesson, I will go ahead and check it with you so that you can see how you did. All right, guys, I'll talk to you soon. Keep up the good work.